Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's job is replacing cracked tiles on my friend's bathroom floor. Um, yeah, so I've just marked these up. We have about 7 tiles here that need replacement. The first thing I'm going to do is take measurements of these fellas here. Then I'm going to take some of these that are larger and cut them up to create these smaller pieces that are cracked. So instead of throwing away the whole tile, I'll just reuse a bit of it. Then, of course, these other larger ones that are cracked all over, I'll replace them completely with a new tile. So I've got a tile cutter with me, and also a tile saw for the odd shapes, like that shape there on the, that is going to be a curve. I'm going to use a tile saw for that. Yeah, so let's get cracking. One thing I noticed is the person who installed the tiles initially, they didn't do a really proper job. If you notice, the first thing is most of these tiles are not level in the first place. So the adhesive that was put underneath was just haphazard. And also, most of the tiles are not lining up. Unfortunately, I only have got up a few spare tiles left that I'm going to use. There was no budget to buy a whole new pack. So I'm just going to make do with what's there. All the tiles that are not cracked, I'll just leave them as they are. And there's not enough grouting to remove all these. I could have, basically, the advice I gave him was I should have removed all these, started afresh, but we don't have sufficient materials, we don't have sufficient grouting. I don't think the guy who initially installed these had used spacers in the first place. You can tell that these edges are not lining up. But yeah, that's what they will just fix up the damaged sections. This is all we have in our box. We've got the sponge for wiping the grout after we're done grouting. We've got a 3-piece set here, 2 adhesive spreaders, different sizes. Then we also have got the squeegee. So the squeegee is basically for the grouting. Then these two are for applying the adhesive at the bottom of the tile. Here's also for the odd shapes. We've got a float as well for large sections. Then we've got the spacers. These are 3mm spacers. Then we've got a tile scorer. I prefer marking with a scorer than completing with the tile saw. Then we've got a finisher for neatly finishing the grouting. This just gives the final touch on the grouting. Yeah, we have about 2.5 kilos. If I'm not mistaken, 2.5 kilos of grout should be mixed with about 0.6 liters of water. The adhesive there. I don't think I really needed 10 kilos for this job, but it was just cheaper to buy 10 kilos. I know I could have gotten away with probably 5 or so, but yeah, better to just buy cheap and keep it for future use. Right. So these 3 thin cracked ones that I've just removed, they're on the top. Next to the top. Are going to fit on this one. Then this one, I'm just going to reshape it there, then fit it here. Reshape it so that it accommodates that curve. Yeah. So that's 43.25. About 43.3. 43.19. So I'm going to wait. 42.7. Okay, so about 43, I think. 43, yeah. 43 mils will do. So I'm going to mark off 43 mils on the foot tile and cut it out. We also have some markings there for this guide that I'm going to use. So I'll put the same measurement of 43 mil both sides of the guide as well. 43 here and 43 there. Yeah. So we've got assurance that the size that we want to cut is correct. So I'm going to just slide this and clip it there. Then I need 43. Then if I get my... I'm going to lock the guide with these lock nuts. After I've installed the blade, I need to pour some water on the trough. I need to pour enough water such that it touches the edge of the blade. Once I've got that much, then it's okay. I'm happy with it. Just the glass was enough. You don't necessarily have to fill the whole trough. Yeah, the surface is now flatter. Right, I need to make sure my surface is flat, free from dust, and also free from moisture. Once I'm certain about that, I'm going to start doing my adhesive mix. I'm going to, according to the instructions, I need about 2 liters for 10 kg. I'm going to start off with 5 kg of adhesive, so that's going to be about a liter of water. So I put a liter of water in my bucket there, and I'm going to start mixing. By the way, this is a gardening trowel. It's not exactly the one designed for this, but I just use what I have. This fucker. So for this particular surface, I don't necessarily need 100% coverage. Even if you've got pockets around there, that's okay. Initially put these spacers in the middle for the first row before I line it. Yeah, so because the old ones that are already existing were not straight, they're also affecting these new ones. But it's not so bad, but we'll see what it will look like after grouting. Some people usually leave tail spacers between the tails and just put grout over them, but I just prefer removing them. I'll just prick them out. 2.5 kilos of this needs 0.65 liters of water. I need about half of this, which is 1.25 kilos. So I need 0.325 liters. So that's the drying process. It's about 10 hours now after applying grout, so there's slight discoloration in some areas. So in exactly 24 hours, it's going to be a uniform color throughout.